Hi everyone, a warm welcome. This is a show called Insights. It's a talk show by Grailmaker Innovations to bring in journeys of people with visual impairment, also people those who are associated with them, their family, friends, and professionals. So today, to start with, we have a very special guest among us, and she's Nidhi Jain from Microsoft. Hi Nidhi, a warm welcome to our show.
Hi, Ashwarya. Thank you so much.
How are you
So
doing, Nidhi?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We are doing good and we are excited that we have you on our show. So let's start, Nidhi. I've been associated with you for a while and, I know about you, but viewers here would love to know about you. So tell us about yourself, Nidhi, what you do and what
Sure.
are your hobbies and
Uh,
things like
so,
that.
so I'm Nidhi, as Ashwarya said. I am from Vijayanagram, which is a small town in Andhra Pradesh, and now I'm settled in Hyderabad. I work for Microsoft as as a product manager. It's been about 8 years now. It's great to be associated for to build products. So experience of building different products like Cortana, Microsoft Search for Enterprise, and very in the last 3 years have been working in the Windows accessibility space, wherein we build tools, assistive tools for different people with different disabilities. Uh, Personally, now I'm married, I have a husband and family from the last 4 years. So that's definitely a change in life. My Other than that, my passion lies in yoga and alternative healing therapies like Reiki. That is something I truly believe in. That gives me the sense of calm in all the rush and bush that happens in life. I love to dance. People say, they love to see me dance. So that is something that is really core to my heart as well. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
That's so cool, Nidhi. I remember when people, I network with people who are potential employers, and sometimes, they ask, "Oh, so where do you visually impaired work?" Thinking that, "Oh, we are only meant for government jobs." Trust me, I always take your name and I say, "I know a friend who's working for Microsoft," and I tell them, how well you're doing at your, profession. And talking of your dance, Nidhi, you're up for a dance show as well, if you ask me. And so, my next question, Nidhi, this is if you have to describe Nidhi in 5 words, just 5 words, how would you describe?
Sure. I would say I'm very energetic, very ambitious, organized, a bit aggressive because of my ambition and the energy that I have, and charming, I would say.
Wow. Great, Nidhi. Nidhi, so may I ask about your eyesight? Because, it's
Yeah.
a general question, but,
Yeah.
many people would want to know, okay, this person has gone through vision loss.
Yeah.
So the story behind it. So may I ask you about your eyesight?
Yeah. I have retinitis pigmentosa, which was diagnosed when I was in my teenage. So I hit 18, 17, 18 was the time when I got diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. It all started with night vision loss. That's how I used to wear spectacles, which with like some vision of -2 of sorts. But that is when, when I started like going to these theaters with friends, and people would
Mhm.
say, hey, that person has come with this girlfriend or whatever, and I would struggle to identify faces in that low light. So that's how it all started, and then doctors diagnosed it as retinitis pigmentosa, and now over the last 12 13 odd years, I have lost my vision. I've slowly rendered blind over these years. So now I do have light perception. I can sort of recognize that there is something at times. Of course, sometimes even not that. Like with good contrast, I could recognize that there is something lying around. But readability has become zero, and hence that affects navigation and all of that. But once I get used to an environment, I can sort of navigate myself and work through that area pretty normally,
Hmm.
I would say.
You have achieved a lot, Nidhi, but I'm sure the journey to achieve what you have would have been, you would have faced difficulties. Would you like to share about those difficulties both professionally and personally?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I think I think personally, I would say the biggest thing for me was to accept that I have acquired this disability that could render me blind over years. It took me a lot of time. I remember spending a lot of time thinking what's in store for me. Would I be able to achieve the dreams that I wanted to, etc. Uh, I would like to share an experience I've had. So I stayed in this rehab center for 3 months, training myself to learn to use screen readers. This was one of the times just I had left. I had to leave the opportunity to study at to do my MBA at IIM Ahmedabad, and
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't my eyes weren't able to read anymore, right, from book and pen, from the paper, especially the amounts of material you are given at these schools to study. And so I had taken a break for a year and went to this rehab center for 3 months, where I met a lot of people. And interestingly, two people's story stay with me even today. They were these two 60-year-old women who had left their family at that age from various backgrounds. They had come to spend 6 months in this center to teach themselves how to learn a computer, only because they wanted to, finish their dream of either completing their PhD or wanted to read more and develop hobbies of reading books, etc. So all of this sort of helped me, accept the fact that, okay, I have the disability. That doesn't stop me to do anything if only I put my heart and brain to it. And also the
Mm-hmm.
fact that maybe I would do things a little bit differently, but the fact that still I could do a lot of different things in life. So that I would say is the biggest personal hurdle of first accepting the fact that there's something that you have that could potentially make you do things differently. uh, the
Mm-hmm.
second thing, professionally, I would say I've been a bit lucky for that matter. And fingers crossed on that. That I wouldn't say I had like a lot of hurdles per se that comes to mind that I had to cross.
So, Nidhi, having a disability, it's one thing, as a person, you have a disability, you uh, face challenges. But it's another thing totally when you are a woman and you face challenges, because obviously, not everybody in the society is open to the idea of somebody having disability. They have that stigma, and sometimes there are, instances where people have been looked down upon. So, have you had any experiences? Do you agree with what I'm saying?
Um, I would say, yeah, I mean, I do agree. I mean, Aishwarya, I would say that some of us in Mimiel have gotten that privilege, right? To be in a
Hmm.
society where we have access to people, technology, or resources and support system, etc. And not everybody has it. So definitely a few of us, might not have uh, l- gone through so many experiences like that in life where you would face so many challenges or looked down upon, for example, right? But I know that there are there's a larger population out there who might not have that kind of privilege, and they are definitely face that challenges. I remember one of this weirdest thing that somebody had asked me, that is still stuck to my mind, is I was traveling somewhere and I was at the airport asking somebody, like asking the airline staff for assistance. And they came up to me and they said, oh, your eyes look perfect, no? So you know this concept of goli soda, right? Like your eyes look like these goli soda balls. Why do you need assistance? Why are you being like treated so differently, etc. Right? So I was taken aback, and so taken aback that for a long time I started wearing like glares,
Uh-huh.
in airports. Of course, all the movie stars and all of them do that. But then I created my own airport look to say, okay, I'm always going to have my white cane open and have my glares because I really do not want to entertain, questions of many people. Of course, it's also lack of sensitization, I would say. It's not that the person had any bad intentions or harmful intentions for behind that question. But yeah, we all have to go through certain situations like that. Luckily, I would say a few of us may not have gone through it as much as a lot of others would do. So that for that, I'm really grateful
Mhm.
to God.
One of my questions to you was, what's the weirdest thing that you've been asked about your vision loss? And you answered it right here. And trust us, we can write books on, the weirdest. How I've been asked, like, how would you eat food? Where would you
Yeah.
know? How do you know that the spoon will go into your mouth? So I can totally relate to that,
Yeah,
Nidhi. Nidhi, now coming to some fun questions. What's the
sure.
craziest thing you have done with visual impairment?
Oh wow. um I think I would say I went for a skydive when
La
so
la.
during B school. Yeah, during B school we were in exchange. So I would say even going on an exchange program for 3 months to study in Europe. More than study, we were traveling all over. But yeah, but that entire experience was crazy because in my B school, at least none of the earlier batches, right? Like any person with visual impairment had not gone for exchange. They would always opt out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
the entire exchange program of traveling in Europe for 3 months in the name of study. Of course, we did go to college and we school there in Sweden and study. But I would say the skydive experience was crazy because a lot of questions kept coming, right? Like, why do you want to even do it? Because what would you see? And, questions like that. But I would say it was crazy because I could imagine my own view of what the view could have been. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely want to do skydiving someday. Hopefully, I'm alive. But
Yeah, you would be. I think the rush of wind and it's so nice. I think all of us should not hesitate to do anything, I would say.
absolutely, Nidhi.
Any experience that is more visually rich becomes a lot richer with visual impairment because it's like your painter's canvas, right? You paint whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Nidhi, do you have any funniest incident to share with revolving around visual impairment? It could be group of friends together or just you
Yeah.
yourself. No, do you have
Yeah.
any such incident?
Yeah. It was not group of friends, but I would share one. So me and one of my other friends, one of our common friends, Preetham. So I take his name
Yeah.
just with that. Yeah. So we were out, yeah, we were both in Hyderabad and we went to this place to eat, right? To party rather, let me say. And so the funniest thing was like how all of us are very afraid of bouncers in pubs and in discotheques, etc., right? And here were two visually impaired people with their white canes going to attend a party, and we are escorted by the bouncers, taken into the pub, make us seated and make sure we are all well, etc. I found it really funny because everybody's thrown out of all these places by the bouncers while we were taken care of really well. I think another one was with my family. Like, we were all cooking or doing something, and suddenly all the lights went off, and everybody was like, "Guys, be careful," and etc. And I just went about doing my job, and they did not even realize that, that is something that did not do any harm to me or did not bring any change for me. Yeah.
Yeah, blindness rocks. There
Yeah.
were, I recall some incidents where when we go to the airports or especially where there's queue. So
Yeah.
when we go with our white cane, we are just treated like VIP. I remember once the employee at the Indigo employee,
Yeah.
she removed the barricade and she was taking me from that way, and she's like, "Ma'am, do you know yesterday night ना the IPL team को ये रास्ता दिया गया था, it was
Oh,
it is a
wow.
VIP entry." I'm like, oh God, you know what? So I do there are privileges with visual impairment as well, and obviously it is good to have such facilities,
Yeah.
not just at airports, but in several other places. So looking forward to that. So Nidhi, tell us, what are the three things that you like about yourself and
Hmm.
don't dislike about yourself?
Oh, wow. Okay. I think I'll start with what I do dislike because that's easier. Uh, so I would say I'm I mean, this is like plus dislike, but I am very organized in my physical space, but I am very unorganized in my digital space. So, though I'm a product manager, I'm a techie, a computer science engineer, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, I'm very disorganized in my digital life. I wish I would be better organized. Second thing I would say, I know the importance of physical health, strength, etc. But I give a lot of yarn about it to everybody, my mother, my father, my brother. But at the end of the day, I would never like I don't take it seriously, don't take out of time out of my everyday life to be really serious about it. Um and okay, you said three things, is it?
Yep.
Maybe I would say I give too much attention to detail to a lot of things, so much like
Mm,
every like personal life, professional life, so much so that I can never be satisfied with my work, and I always like till the last 10th minute I would like keep changing stuff. Yeah.
mm. And
What I
about
like
your, like,
about
yeah.
myself, yeah. So as I said, I'm very organized in my physical spaces. So that's something I really like. Especially after I got married in my in-laws' place, everybody has a very bad memory. So they all give me things to remember and say, "Hey, here I've put it," and they'll ask me after 3 years, and I have to come back and give it to them that day. So that's I remember even when I used to be with my flatmates and used to get these pins and Uber car numbers,
Mhm.
etc. Right? So all of them used to tell me, Nidhi, remember this because we need it when we go down. This pin number, this car number. They would call me Cortana, etc. So I think memory and all of that is something I really like about myself. Uh, yeah, and I think I'm really persistent. Like if I think I really need something, I think I want something, I dream about it, then I definitely am willing to put all the hard work and whatever it takes to get there. So yeah,
That
I
totally
think I was a
speaks.
bit too long, but
No, no,
yeah.
absolutely. It's very
Yeah.
interesting. Although I know you as a friend, but it is again, it is interesting to, listen to this again as a friend. Like, oh yeah, Nidhi is like this. So let me go on to my next question, Didi.
Yeah.
You have been in accessibility for this long. I mean, for me, when I think of accessibility, I'll have like two, three people in mind, like synonyms of accessibility. So one of them is you. So
Oh
if
no.
not in the field of
Yeah.
accessibility, where would
Yeah.
you have been? Have you ever
Um,
thought about it?
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I've given it a thought also because sometimes I feel, oh no, how long will I continue like this as a product manager? But yeah, I think I love the job of, I love my job of being a product manager, and of course, not just assistive technology or accessibility. I've worked, as I said, Cortana, Microsoft Search, etc. So I'd love to like explore building more products, that really changes lives. Of course, I'm with accessibility now and assistive technology, and I'm loving it. I think since I told you earlier about my passion for travel and for dance, right? So maybe I would do like a mix of that, right? Like travel,
Mm,
add some professional dance element to it, maybe blog about it. I'm a bit
mm.
lazy about all that, but yeah, maybe I would do something like that.
Nidhi, you're
Yeah.
talking about the dance thing again. Don't be surprised if I'm stalking you for a dance program again.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much about that.
Okay.
Would love to
Uh,
do.
Nidhi, tell us, like, what's, people know you, people who have been around you know you pretty much well. So, is there anything that people actually don't know about you? Like, example, there's an optometrist whom I knew, like, I always thought he was a studious person. But one day I was so surprised to know that he
Hmm.
actually likes cooking. So, is there something that people
Yeah.
don't know about you?
Yeah. I think one thing is that I can sleep with my eyes open.
Are you a fish?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but that is something that really helped me at IIM Ahmedabad, I would say,
Did
because
you
the
inculcate
courses
that in seminars, webinars, classrooms?
I used to use it at B school at Ahmedabad for sure. So that is something people don't know about me. I think off late people
I
have
hope your
seen.
professors are not listening to this, Nidhi.
Even if they do now, they can't do much about it, I would say. But I think a couple of more things in general is that off late, people think I'm like this very ambitious, studious, very serious about my profession and all of that kind of a person. But yeah, I've done a lot in my life. I enjoy doing everything. I'm a jack of all trades. I've done a short film with a Tollywood actor who later became a Tollywood actor. Of course,
Ooh,
not before I did
who's
that.
he?
I've done
Who's he?
actually. This is Raj Tarun.
Oh.
He works in the Tollywood industry. In fact, people joke that I slapped him in the short film, and people say, "Oh, whoever like." A couple of them went to become like actors or like prominent figures in the
I'll
Tollywood
send people
industry.
to be get
Uh,
slapped by you, Nidhi.
no, no, of course not. But yeah, that is one thing. And then yeah, I've tried my hands on singing also. I remember Sare Gamapa Telugu edition had come to my local town and like Vijayanagaram, and I got selected for like the next round, etc. And the problem was I my Telugu is not that good to even like sing after a point, right? So I ran away from that audition after like the second. So I ran away from auditions, guys, and I've also done all sorts of things. So I'm not just like a serious professional for sure.
Wow, Nidhi, I've been your friend for this long, but I didn't know any of it. But yeah, but I'm waiting for the slap so that I can also become a celebrity someday.
No, no, of
Uh,
course not. Yeah, it's just boasting about ourselves.
Okay, I had just couple of questions before we conclude, Nidhi. So, my last second question to you is, if you had a wand, okay, to change the
Yeah,
world for persons with visual impairment,
yeah,
what are the some of the things you would do?
yeah. Mm, so as I
Up.
was mentioning earlier, right, a lot of us are privileged, right? But not all of us, not all the people with visual impairment have that, access to technology resources, people, support system, etc. Right? I mean, I've personally, sort of got in contact with many people who had to leave their jobs or are struggling to find one to start with or to complete their education, etc. Also, right? So, I think if I had a magic wand, I would like to sort of make sure that everybody gets the resources and the support system and the access, basically, that some of us have had, right? So that is something for sure. But if it were for fun, I would maybe for a day make everybody in the world visually impaired so that everybody is sensitized enough that we do not have to sensitize them again and continue to be the support system for people around. So yeah.
That's a brilliant idea, Nidhi. Cool. So Nidhi, there are many people with visual impairment who
Yeah.
are listening to you. I mean, who'd be listening to this video, watching this video. So, do you have any message for them? Not like, oh, this, that, but it's something that you think, they are facing their challenges, but there's something that's stopping them. So, do you have any message for them?
I would say just don't stop, get up and run. This is
Hmm.
the name. This is one line that I always say to myself in the morning when I get up.
Hmm.
Um, I think, as I said, acceptance is the biggest thing. And once anybody puts their heart or brain to anything that they want in life, irrespective of disability, people can achieve it as long as we don't stop and we show up every day to the place that we need to, and we start running, I would say. Yeah.
Beautiful, Nidhi. Beautiful. That summed it all up, and it's so wonderful to have you on a show. Listening to you speak about so many things that I didn't know about you. But thank you for making it for the show. It has been absolute pleasure to interview you. Thank you so much, Nidhi.
No, no, thank you so much, Aishwarya. I would say thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you so much for waiting because I know we've been trying to do this for a while, and some or the other thing was coming. So thank you so much again for this opportunity, and I'd love to do something like this in the opposite way, and love to know more about you as well, Aishwarya. Yes,
Thanks, Nidhi. Thanks, our
thank
pleasure.
you.
And to our viewers who are watching us right now, this is a show called Insights by Grailmaker Innovations. If you are interested to be a part of a show as a guest and share your story, you can actually leave your email ID in our in the comments, and or you can reach out to us. I will tell you a number. It is 8520 818879. We will leave it in the comments as well. You can contact us from there. And this is Ashwarya, co-founder of Grailmaker Innovations, signing off. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.